generations. And through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest. So everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Want to lose weight this summer but struggle to find healthy, quick food options? Try Flame Broiler, a Korean-inspired fast food that offers a healthy choice of all-natural chicken, Angus beef, organic tofu, and veggies over steamed rice. Try one of our 4 Jacksonville locations today. Simply healthy, Flame Broiler.
Ryan the Hacker Green, noon to 3 on 1010XL.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer Gainswave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. Gainswave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the Gainswave ED treatment today.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Oldcastle APG, a leading manufacturer and supplier of concrete masonry, has an immediate opening for a night shift maintenance technician. Position offers great pay, medical, dental, and profit sharing. Apply at oldcastleapg.com, oldcastleapg.com.
Instant Keys offers honest professional locksmith service for lost, broken, or spare keys. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealer-level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. 722-1111.
Dreamfinders Homes has a simple commitment to our home buyers. Deliver unsurpassed quality, uncompromising value, and an extraordinary level of customization you simply will not find with other home builders. Lauren Brooks here. Find a location you love and the home of your dreams. We have townhomes, single-family, and custom estate homes starting from the mid-100s. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Price is subject to change without notice. Equal housing opportunity.
25 years of NFL football in Jacksonville. Brought to you by McKeever Clinic and Construction Solutions and Supply.
Lauren Brooks here. I don't have to go too far back for my favorite Jaguars memory, January 7th, 2018. And while it wasn't a pretty game, cornerback Jalen Ramsey's interception with 32 seconds left sealed the 10-3 victory over the Buffalo Bills in the first playoff game in Jacksonville since 1999.
25 years of Jacksonville Jaguars football. 1010XL, home of the Jaguars. This training camp update on 1010XL is brought to you by Coastal Equipment Jacksonville and McClenny, your Gravely zero-turn mower dealer.
If you are earning less than minimum wage as a skilled or unskilled worker, well, good news, All-Purpose Staffing is ready to hear from you right now. Call 219-1515 to speak with our friend Dan, and he has both full and part-time work available. That is 219-1515. Hayes, Gibby, and Lauren with you at 1010XL headquarters while Frank is live from up in Baltimore. Frank, welcome back. Have you learned anything about special teams since we left you?
You know what? And they finished up special teams, and now it's 3s on 3s on both field. The field where I'm watching, the one I'm closest to now, the Ravens are going against the Ravens offense versus the Jags defense 3-on-3. And at the other field, I'm looking around the corner, and I can see it, and it's been Tanner Lee who ran with the 3s, and now Alex Magoo. So at least today, Lee is ahead of Magoo, although I don't think it's really going to matter.
Frank, this was the first time that you've really gotten a chance to be around the team for several hours and being up there with them in Baltimore. I know it's probably too early to ask you this, but I will. Do you have any vibe? Does it feel like a different group this year than it has in years past or certainly last year? Can you get any sense of that yet, of the camaraderie?
Yeah, I'd be guessing if I said that, and I don't want to reach and say that, hey, I've noticed this, I've noticed that. It's too early for that. But I will tell you to that question, because it's a good one, that's a main initiative this year, Hayes, as I know you know. So I wasn't on the plane. I flew up early, commercial, because they had to kind of oversold it a little bit. So Rick and I and a few others flew up commercially. So I wasn't on the plane, and that's when I see a lot of that. But I think you will see that. So I'm not going to say I saw something I didn't see, but I do think you asked me that question about 3 weeks. I think that's exactly what we'll see, because that's a main initiative. I can tell you this, they were looking forward to practicing today. There was a pep in their step when they came out on this field. And I'm not saying it wasn't that way in Minnesota last year, but you clearly could tell it today. Without a doubt, you could tell it, Hayes.
Defensive end Yannick Ngakoue had been holding out, but he did return to the team yesterday. We got to see him in practice yesterday morning and then hear him speak after practice. But what have you thought now that you've seen him on the field?
Boy, he looks good, Lauren. I mean, he looks just like Yannick. I can't help but think about this. By the way, the one guy that's had the worst practice, God bless his soul, for Jacksonville today is cornerback Brandon Watson. If you're hearing the cheering behind me, 3s on 3s, he just got beat for about the third time today. So Brandon's had I don't think he was going to make the team anyway, but a little tough go of it for Brandon today. Yannick looks good. And maybe you guys have thought this, and I was going to ask you this too. I really like him. He's a nice guy. He had to report so he didn't lose his accrued free agency year. Boy, it's risky to play for $2 million, isn't it? I can't tell you this. I was able to confirm through a source that I believe that $19 million a year offer was real. But, Yannick came out and said, don't believe everything you hear. I think he said on Twitter. So I asked someone that I trust. That offer, and it may still be on the table, but that offer, $19 million a year, I don't know how much is guaranteed. Is it 30? Is it 40? But I think the offer's real. So, boy, I worry about a guy like that. That's a risk, playing for $2 million when $19 million is on the table and 30, 40, 50 or million are guaranteed. But to your question, he looks the same. He looks quick. And I will tell you, seeing he and Josh Allen opposite each other, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. They stay healthy, and it'll be fun to watch. I really believe that.
It looks like a pretty good day for Leonard Fournette, right? Catching the ball, running the ball.
He looks good, man. I'm knocking on wood. Hayes, I need wood to knock on, okay? But he looks thin. He looks lean. And look, John DeFilippo told us he's going to be a big part of this thing now, and you can see it. I'll bet you Foles drops, steps up, nothing there. The check down is not a middle-of-the-field check down like it was in the previous offense, but that little swing out of the backfield, the one that Yeldon caught last year or 2 years ago at Pittsburgh, remember that, and made the long run? That was a check down along the left sideline. I think you're going to see a lot of that. He has caught everything thrown to him today. By the way, Benny Cunningham played a lot today. Play a lot more than I expected him to see. A lot more than I expected to see him. So, yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Well, when it comes to Dontavius Russell, the 7th round selection, we are going to chat with him in just a little bit here on the show. What have you seen out of him?
I can't tell much, Lauren. I've watched the ones, and then our radio setup is just up a little hill, if you will, behind one of the end zones. He has not played with the first or the second group. And remember, Taven Bryan is on the second group. So I've not seen. But I'll tell you what, he's had a good camp. He has been an impressive guy so far in camp.
Frank is, I think they're scheduled to wrap it up here in 5 or so minutes. You get a sense of who won the day?
Yeah, I do. Very clear winner. Offenses. That's who won. To me, it looks like there's far more big plays down the field than I might have expected. And again, you know how this goes, guys. If nobody's going to get hit and no quarterback's worried, you hang in longer. You're not worried about getting hit. Receivers aren't getting jammed as hard. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a day for the offense. It's been a day for the offense. It clearly has. They have it looks like on this field where the threes are, they're wrapping up the threes at the other end, which is Jags offense, Ravens defense. Looks like they're going to run a few more plays. But you're right, Hazer, coming close to a conclusion. I think this field is done. that field's got a couple more plays.
What is the practice facility up there like?
Oh, Lauren, it's magnificent. It looks like a college campus. I mean, it truly does. The buildings are old and stone, and it's almost cut into the area of not really hills but woods, and it is absolutely spectacular. Imagine a little college. If you went to Lambeth College or one of these little colleges you hear about, that's how this thing feels. And it's a beautiful 3-field, magnificent indoor facility. I tell you, we ate lunch at the lunchroom. I thought I was at Ruth's Chris. I mean, it is beautiful. It's a nice set.
It was tragic to hear the news about Don Banks. What's sort of your personal experience with Don, and just what's been the vibe up there with those two organizations in light of his sudden passing?
Everybody here is rattled, Hayes. Everybody. I mean, I don't know that I realized the impact an NFL writer had on the teams he covers. He's a wonderful guy. I haven't talked to Don a lot lately, 2 or 3 times a year maybe. But I grew up in the business with Don. It rocked me. I mean, I got here. I don't know when you guys saw it, but I saw it when I got off the plane. I can still remember he was a prep writer for St. Pete, and I was a prep writer for Jacksonville, and we were covering a state basketball tournament in Lakeland, and we're driving around on our way, windows down, playing Rosalita so loud, yet singing it out the windows like we're 17. And we started, and they were laughing because people are looking at us. And I'm thinking, are we 12? And he said, pretty much. And we kept right on. And if you know Rosalita, it's a long song. And I thought about that yesterday. That gosh, he's 57 years old. Last time I saw him was about a year or so ago. Last time I talked to him was in late fall, and he looked great. No health problems. It was a bizarre situation, and it rattled me more than anything else. This is a guy that in my business, man, that I've watched go up the ranks, and all the certainly tributes to him you saw on Twitter were magnificent. But it rattled me as much as anybody in our business dying ever has. I thought about it when I went to bed. I thought about it when I woke up. And again, I didn't stay close to Don like Peter King and some of these NFL writers did, but we had a lot of fun way back in the day. And gosh, when I got.
Sounds like we might have lost Frank there for a little bit, but he was certainly doing an eloquent job of describing how he felt emotionally and how he was impacted by the life of Don Banks. I thought Jenny Vrentas did an excellent job from Sports Illustrated, recapping not just the sports writer that Don Banks was, but the person, the human being, and that's so much more important than anything else. All right, Frank, we've got you now.
Yeah, and I apologize for that. And I'll wrap with this, and I agree with you, Lauren. I thought Jenny Vrentas did a wonderful job, too. When I got the Jag gig 6 years ago, he called me and kind of said, welcome to our league, and it was a cool moment. And again, we talk a couple times a year since then. I haven't stayed as in touch like you wish you did, you friends, but it rattled me when I saw it, and it was a sad moment for people that sports writers and people that have read his wonderful. He's a really, really nice guy, and it's a sad day for sure.
Yeah, definitely sad, and I think a lot of times stuff like that affects us too when it doesn't seem like there's any sort of cause or reason. It was literally just, him passing away in his sleep, and so you almost want to, at least I know I will always want to look to something as the cause of death, and when that doesn't exist, it makes you realize that it certainly can happen to anyone at any time.
Yeah, it's a sad day for sure. But thank you for asking about that. I wanted to share thoughts about Don, and I don't know. There's not a cause of death, and sometimes we're curious as heck. Other times I wonder if it's our right to know. He's a wonderful man that's gone from this.
Sounds like he dropped a little bit there. Well, I know that the practice is about to be over. Sounded like it was done on a couple of different fields, and so they were about to be wrapping up. And if we can't connect back with Frank right now, then I know he's going to make the journey back to the hotel, and then he will be joining us a little bit later. And then hopefully Jaguars rookie defensive tackle Dontavius Russell is set to join us in the next few minutes as well as Jaguars practice wraps up against the Ravens. And just in case you haven't listened to 1010XL in years past and you aren't aware of the fact that the Jaguars games are all aired right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM, then I'm letting you know right now. And our coverage, Hayes Carline, will start at 3 p.m. with you, me, and Fat Tony. I'm super excited about this year's Coastal Equipment Kickoff Show.
I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So we will be on 3 to 4:30 on Thursday to get you ready. And then, of course, the Publix Tailgate Show will take over for the next 3 hours. And then you'll hear Frank Frangie, Tony Baselli, and Jeff Lagabin on the call as the Jaguars' first preseason game kicks off against the Ravens Thursday night at 7:30. All right, we will connect with Frank here in just a little bit. You are listening to The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get game day started early with a 1010XL kickoff show, powered by Coastal Equipment. Brought to you by Sawyer Gas and Mr. Rooter Plumbing with Lauren Brooks, Fat Tony Smith, and Hayes Carlyle on 1010XL.
You want great barbecue? You want Bono's. Best barbecue around. Brooks and I have our planning meetings every Monday, and we plan the week while eating that great Bono's barbecue. Man, is it good stuff. Brooks gets that salad, barbecue salad. I get that all dark meat chicken and green beans, and is it good. If you want great barbecue, you want Bono's. 15 locations in town. Fast, friendly service, clean family restaurants, and just great barbecue. A legend in Jacksonville. If you want great barbecue, your choice is easy. You want Bono's.
When was the last time you looked forward to mowing the lawn? I know fighting that old mower in the summer heat is not your idea of a good time, but it can be with the Gravely Zero Turn, because Gravely's been taking the hard work out of yard work for over 100 years. With the fast and reliable Gravely ZT-HD, you can take back your weekends. Come see the full line of Gravely mowers and job site vehicles at Tools for a Time and take advantage of 0% financing for 48 months with approved credit. Find us online at toolsforatime.com. That's toolsforatime.com.
This training camp update on 1010XL is brought to you by Johnson Brothers Hardware Yulee, your Gravely zero-turn mower dealer.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday as Jaguars rookie defensive tackle Dontavius Russell joins us now. Welcome in, Dontavius.
Hello.
Hello. How was your first practice in the NFL against another team?
It was good. It was fun. It was fun to come out and be against somebody other than my own team.
Dontavius, you have really caught a lot of eyes so far in training camp. Has it been what you expected?
Yeah, I expected to just come out and give my best to compete, man. And I feel like whenever you do that, you can expect to have good things come from it, so I'm happy to hear that.
Dontavius, what have you learned from veterans around you, such as Marcel Darius and Avery Jones?
Just the importance of knowing the scheme completely and knowing what the offense is going to give you based on your call, stuff like that, because they all say they feel like I have ability. It's just learning those little intricate things of the game. So that's why I feel like I get more from Marcel and Avery.
Dontavius, what have you picked up technique-wise?
We do a lot of the same stuff we did at Auburn, so I feel like I went to the right place as far as what they expect from a technique standpoint. We do a lot of the same things.
So I know you had to wait a while to hear your name called in that 7th round, but what was that moment like when it was, and what was it like when you knew it was the Jaguars also?
It was amazing. It was amazing to hear my name regardless of when it was. And I didn't really have an initial thought on which team it was, but once I got here and I saw how the organization was, and I saw the people I would be around, the coaches, I knew that I had landed in the right spot, so that being so late wasn't an issue.
Dontavius, were you friends with Josh Allen prior to joining the Jaguars? Did you guys ever link up with him at Kentucky, you at Auburn, maybe on the recruiting trail, anything like that? And if not, what's it been like getting to know him?
It's been real good getting to know him. He's a cool guy, real humble guy. A lot of people, you hear about people, not to say they change act differently, but I feel like he's the exact same way he was when he was at Kentucky, even given his circumstance. So it's always cool to see a guy like that.
When we were at SEC Media Days a couple weeks ago in Birmingham, the talk from Auburn was basically that they were going to have to replace a lot of different linemen and defensive linemen, and one of those was you, Dontavius. So how is Auburn going to be this upcoming season?
I think they'll be just fine, One thing I've always learned, especially from playing on the college level, is that when one guy's missing and one guy's out, they have guys to step in and step up. That's what they're rooting for, and I feel like they have good guys, especially from the time I spent there. So I feel like they'll be fine.
Dontavius, how do you feel like your athleticism, your strength has translated going from college to the NFL now that you've been in pads for a few days here in Jacksonville and now one day with the Ravens?
I feel like I made a good translation. I feel like I translated good because I feel like I matched those guys in their ability, so I don't feel like I'm I don't feel like I'm a lesser athlete than those guys, so I feel like I'm in a good position.
How's the heat treating you?
Oh, man, that's the worst part. Yeah, it's hot, but it's not that much different than how it was in Auburn, so I'm making it.
Little bit of a lift in the room today with Yannick Ngakoue back?
This is actually one of my second times being around him and meeting him. This is definitely my first time seeing him practice in pads, and I'm impressed.
Jaguars rookie defensive tackle Dontavius Russell joining us. Dontavius, who would you say is the vocal leader of the defense?
One thing that I always hear people saying around this organization is the defense leads is what drives the organization. And within that is definitely Calais Campbell. He's one of those guys that's always vocal about discipline and everything as far as the defense goes. So I think it's
From a scheme standpoint, you like Todd Wash's approach?
it's very similar to what I had to do at Auburn. So I feel like I matched well with what he asked for. I feel like they want more athletic defensive linemen, and I feel like I matched there. And I think that I like his scheme a lot.
Were you impressed with any of the Ravens' offensive players today?
They're a good team. They're a good offensive line, but I was just trying to focus on getting myself better today. I'll really be trying to sit it on Thursday.
Do you and Jawan Taylor kind of talk about, what he's picking up from veteran offensive linemen, what you're picking up from the veteran defensive linemen, just to sort of give each other a different perspective, since obviously he's playing on the other side of the ball from you?
We've talked before, but not as far on that standpoint. From my standpoint, I try to pick up on a lot on what the older guys are talking about and try to incorporate that into my game and see what they're seeing, and that's what helps me more than anything is what those guys are saying.
Are you excited about playing in your first preseason game Thursday night?
Of course. Regardless of whether it's preseason or regular season, this is something I always hope for. So to be able to put on the NFL uniform is definitely something that nobody else will be able to take away. So I'm happy for it.
Do you have a Nick Foles story of being teammates now with him for a couple months? Anything that's jumped out to you about Nick?
Don't get around him. That's all I know. In practice, stay away from him.
They don't like that, do they? That red jersey. No. That's literal.
Especially a guy like him.
And watching Leonard Fournette in practice, even hearing some of the trash talking of Jalen Ramsey, is that different than how things were in practices at Auburn?
No, definitely not. It was always very, very competitive at Auburn, so we always had a bunch of jawing back and forth, so something I was listening to.
Excellent. Well, and it'll be a lot of fun come college football season, I'm sure, too, to talk some trash once LSU and Auburn go at it. All right, well, Dontavius, thank you so much for joining us. I know you just finished practice, so we really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
That is Dontavius Russell, Jaguars' 7th round pick, defensive tackle out of Auburn. And I know a lot of people had him graded higher than the 7th round, so I'm sure he was, a little bit frustrated that his name didn't get called earlier. But like he said, once it got called, then it was pure happiness.
Yeah, and the Jaguars have done a nice job finding interior defensive linemen later on. Avery Jones, the elder statesman of the team, undrafted guy, and you hope that they found a little bit more of that late round gem in Dontavius Russell. But I've been impressed with him when I've seen him. It took me I never really was looking for him, but his number started to pop a little bit, and you're looking at your roster like, who is this guy? Who's 98? And so he definitely is standing out, from what we've seen, and be exciting. This is a huge week for him. If he can have 2 good days against the Ravens, if he can make some plays in the 15, 20 snaps he'll get on Thursday night, could be a life-changing week for Dontavius.
All right, Hayes and I went to practice yesterday inside the Flex Field. We will give you some thoughts from that. Coming up next, you're listening to The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a Frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Because for the first time ever, you can get 20% estimated savings on select Ford vehicles. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Don't let this hot deal on America's best-selling brand pass you by. Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar year sales. Modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey of average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
I'm Stephen Crenshaw, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars and the JU Dolphins. The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to provide sports medicine services to not only the Jaguars and JU, but also the Sharks, Armada Soccer Club, the Axemen, Florida State College of Jacks, and the majority of local high schools and community events. With the most experienced, caring, and fellowship-trained specialists in orthopedics, it is no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Call JOI 2000 or visit JOI.net.
Have you heard the expression, knowledge is power? It's sure true in the criminal justice system. I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to remind you of some very important rights. Know that you don't have to answer questions during any investigation. Trying to talk your way out of trouble rarely goes well. In a DUI investigation, you don't have to participate in the roadside gymnastics. Know your rights. Get in the know. Know before you blow. Offices Jacksonville. Call 858-9818 now or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Reaching the beaches. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reese Plumbing at PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Hacker here for Blue Chew and BlueChew.com. What is Blue Chew? Well, Blue Chew is the first chewable performance enhancement for the bedroom. And the great thing about chewables, they can work up to twice as fast than regular pills. Guys, when you go to BlueChew.com, your physician consult is absolutely free. It only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, guys, you get prescribed online quickly. One of the best things about Blue Chew, no awkward doctor visits, no trips to the pharmacy. That's because BlueChew.com will send you Blue Chew directly to your front door in discreet packaging. Guys, trust me. Go to BlueChew.com and our promo code JAX. That's JAX. When you do that, your first order of Blue Chew is free with only $5 shipping. Get your confidence back, gentlemen, and get Blue Chew at BlueChew.com. Remember to enter promo code JAX.
A-Coin Stamp Gallery has money for you. That's right, A-Coin and Stamp Gallery knows there's lots of unused or unwanted jewelry sitting around collecting dust. A-Coin turns that into cash. They buy, sell, and trade coins, gold, platinum, fine jewelry, Rolex watches, guns, and more. Visit Bill Hatchett and the professionals at A-Coin, 6217 St. Augustine Road, near University for the money you need. Go online to a-coin.com to see all A-Coin can do for you.
A-Coin and Stamp Gallery has money for you. That's right, A-Coin and Stamp Gallery knows there's lots of unused or unwanted jewelry sitting around collecting dust. A-Coin turns that into cash. They buy, sell, and trade coins, gold, platinum, fine jewelry, Rolex watches, guns, and more. Visit Bill Hatchett and the professionals at A-Coin, 6217 St. Augustine Road near University for the money you need. Go online to a-coin.com to see all A-Coin can do for you. a-coin.com.
This summer, beat the heat with cool stuff from Hardball Creative. They can place your company logo on anything. Softball team need new shirts? Call Hardball today.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, it's Joe C. Want to join me for a VIP craft night with Funky Buddha? We'll be at Mellow Mushroom in Avondale Wednesday, August 7th, and you can be there too. Log on to 1010XL.com to register for a 1010XL craft night with Joe C.
Back to an all-purpose Staffing Monday, staffing your business with qualified employees. It's all-purpose staffing.
Hayes Carline, Andrew Gibson, and Lauren Brooks with you until 7 o'clock this evening. Frank Frangie, you just heard him a little bit ago. He is up in Baltimore. They are going to make their way back to the hotel, so he will join us again in just a little bit. And thanks to Jaguars' 7th round pick, Dontavius Russell, the defensive tackle out of Auburn, for joining us this past segment. Dontavius is, I think, having a lot of fun up there in Baltimore, as I'm sure most people, if this is your first NFL practice against another team, even though you can't hit and everything, you can't get near the quarterback, either way, I think it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you thanking him at the end for talking to us. Frank tweeted out a picture of him, and I always feel bad.
I know.
You know, here he is. He just went through a 2.5-hour practice. He's sitting there. He's holding his pads. You know, there's going to be a couple veterans that come up and throw their pads down to him as well, and he's talking on his cell phone. It's hot, so I definitely appreciate his time. And Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch what he can do Thursday night, because I mean he's a guy that is going to get a high volume of reps, you would think, because I mean, would you play Darius? I don't know that I don't. They're definitely not going to play Calais.
Yeah, I don't think they'll play.
I
Darius
wouldn't think
either.
they'd play Darius.
And at this point, it looks like I would assume Jalen Ramsey doesn't play. I'm going to assume AJ Boye is still sidelined with this hamstring injury. And then cornerback DJ Hayden was not there today due to personal reasons. So who knows if he'll end up playing. We could see an entirely different, I think, defense really than what we've seen throughout training camp.
Yeah, so for him, particularly since you would think the Ravens, it's kind of a double-edged sword because the Ravens are going to run the ball a lot. We know they want to do these, avant-garde things in the run game that you don't normally see in the NFL with Lamar Jackson, but it is a preseason game, so maybe they go out and say, we're going to throw it 40 times just to get a more of a sense because it can't hurt us. But you would think, if you just looked at the matchup and how Baltimore wants to play, you would think for a player like Dontavius Russell, he's going to get a lot of opportunities to show what he can do in terms of stopping the run. So it should be a fun night for him, hopefully. And one more day tomorrow. It's good just to hear that the Jaguars didn't get, embarrassed. It seems like whenever they do day one of a joint practice, without fail, the reporters are like, oh, boy, it was bad. Like in New England in 2017 and Tampa in 2017. And it felt like last year the day one Minnesota report was that the Vikings sort of won the day. So it's good to hear that, at least from what we're seeing, that it feels like the Jaguars at least held their own today.
I think that's because of a new guy at quarterback, Hayes.
Yeah.
And if people don't remember your column from 2 weeks ago, Big B, I will insert Big B here.
I appreciate it.
But basically, right, every time we talk about Nick Foles, we no longer have to reference Blake Bortles. But certainly I do think number 7 makes a huge difference. What did you think of Foles from yesterday's practice inside the flex field, the Jaguars' first flex field practice inside indoors this training camp?
Yeah, it was smart, I think, that they went inside, considering they were going to fly. But I thought he looked good. I mean, again, it's one of those things where you're not seeing any lack of rhythm, that he's able to find his rhythm early, and he doesn't lose it. I would be interested in knowing how many consecutive incompletions he's had. Like, what's the worst streak? I'm not sure it's above 2.
I was going to say 2.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see him miss 4 straight. You used to see that. Even in a good day for Blake, a good practice, you might see him have a stretch where he hit 1 of 5, but then he might hit his next 4. Again, I'm not trying to say that Blake Bortles never had a good practice, but there was inconsistency, and Nick just hasn't shown that. The ball he hit to Chark yesterday was really impressive, and he was hurt by some drops, but I thought he looked outstanding. What'd you think?
I thought the pass he threw in the end zone right in front of us to Jeff Swaim was something I'm not sure I've seen at a Jaguars practice, honestly, ever before. Now, granted, I didn't cover the team when Mark Brunell was the quarterback. I'm sure he had throws like that as quarterback. But yesterday, honestly, I had my eye on Yannick a lot since Yannick had just returned yesterday. And so I wanted to see what kind of shape he was in. I wondered if they almost went inside. Yes, they were flying, but also because he was just coming back. They said he was going to be a full go, and you don't want to throw out someone who hasn't been, at least he's been working out in training, but he hasn't been at football practice. I don't think you want to throw him out in the heat. So I did wonder if that was, part of the decision-making. So I watched him a lot. Well, on that play, I watched him come off the edge, and certainly he didn't get anywhere necessarily close to Foles, but he did affect the play a little bit. And Foles had almost no clue that Yannick was anywhere near him because he threaded that ball through, and I thought, wow. Now, granted, also impressed that Swaim caught it because it wasn't easy. It was in traffic, and I was really impressed. And then also Foles had a really nice ball to D.D. Westbrook, too, who's certainly emerging. And I know Jaguars Today replayed the interview that you had with him that we aired on Friday, and he's somebody who has been so much fun to watch. And so I'm sure that they looked good today. We just obviously didn't get to see it.
Yeah, and Didi's done a nice job of being able to secure the catch going to the ground. And he did it yesterday in the flex field. But, you're seeing him do that on the sidelines. He had a nice one yesterday in the middle of the field where the ball was sort of, kind of led him that way, and he did a nice job of picking it off the turf. The receivers are exciting, and again, it was good to see today. To hear that they've held up well and that they won the day against the Ravens. I mean, again, the Ravens are statistically a elite defense. I mean, pieces change and things like that. Although, now they have Earl Thomas, they might even, there might not be any drop off at all. But last year they were like top 5 in pretty much every significant defensive category, and obviously they have that tradition. Where they're going to be one of the best units in the league. So if you're Nick Foles and you're these, unproven receivers, if you're able to go to Baltimore and have 2 good days, that's got to give you a lot of confidence when you come back here and you get ready to go into that second preseason game here against the Eagles.
I think people forget that the Ravens made the playoffs because obviously they didn't go very far and it didn't look great. I remember watching that game thinking, okay, I think it's time to put Joe Flacco in. And obviously that didn't happen, and they stuck with Lamar Jackson, so he has the playoff experience. But I think people think about that team because of the transition from Flacco to Lamar Jackson as a subpar team last year. But they certainly added pieces, like you said, in the offseason. And I think this is, watching Doug's presser this morning, I think this is a lot of fun for teams when they get to go up against each other after practicing against their own teammates for so long. Dede Westbrook now at least gets different trash talking. He may not get it from Jalen Ramsey, he'll get it from somebody else. And that has to be kind of fun, right? Because you don't know exactly what to expect when you're going up against your own guys. You kind of start to get in that rhythm. And I think, eventually, the heat starts to weigh on you, and it's kind of the same old thing. Yesterday, I thought you could feel the energy, and I think yes, they were inside, but also I think it's because they knew they were about to go up and be able to go up against somebody else.
Yeah, and the other thing that I like about the situation is if you're having a good camp because you've just figured out tendencies of teammates, to your point, that's not a really good indicator of how good you are. I mean, that's great, but you're not gonna practice 3 days against a guy before you play him on Sunday. It's all new. I mean, you can pick things up watching film, but not like you can repping against him throughout training camp. So it does give the coaches a better sense of, okay, is this guy really, standing out? Is he really taking his game to a higher level? Or is he just so familiar with what we're doing that he's smart enough to sort of compensate for it? I did think that was interesting, what Frank said about Minshew running with the twos. Be interesting to see if maybe they sort of tip their hand Thursday night that, this is the way we're going, or if it's, Doug says, well, Gardner may go in first, in this game, but that doesn't necessarily mean, or we've got a different plan for Philly week, or, but I'm curious to see it. I'd like them to just sort of go ahead and give it to Minshew. But you certainly got to play the competition as well.
Well, and we'll see practice tomorrow too, and read the reports and talk to Frank and see if they do the same thing. Does Gardner stick with the twos? Because certainly in the practices we've been to, they've been mixing it up, and it's been between Minshew and Magoo. Tannerly, to my knowledge, hasn't gotten much with the twos, but the other two certainly have split reps. Going back to what you said about a player picking up tendencies on a teammate, I think we've seen Brandon Watson do some really good things. We saw it Friday morning in the stadium practice. He picked off, I think it was Minshew, but yet he goes up to Baltimore, and Frank said that he has not looked good, and he's been burned repeatedly. So you wonder is he a guy that fits that description that you were just talking about?
Yeah, and there could be a number of guys that fall into that category, and we'll have to see. I'm a little disappointed to hear that if the Ravens really were able to consistently win with their passing game, then that's a concern. That would make me concerned about Jared Wilson. It would make me somewhat concerned, although I feel good about Ronnie Harrison. And you mentioned it. It could be that Boye didn't practice, DJ Hayden didn't practice. You don't really know what the extent of Jalen's work. I guess we can ask Frank that when he rejoins us. Was he full go, or did they kind of manage Jalen a little bit? But I mean, you would think Baltimore should be a passing game that'll be fairly remedial this year and should not threaten what's supposed to be a really good defense. So that's interesting to me that it was a big day for the Ravens offense. I'm also curious to see, with their tight ends with Hayden Hurst, who's coming, a first-round pick coming off a disappointing rookie year, and Mark Andrews. Kind of if the Jaguars had any sort of issues with that, because, again, that's an area where, it's strong side linebacker, strong safety, now, weak side linebacker. There's a lot of inexperience there. So it'll be interesting to see how do they handle that, because the Ravens aren't great at receiver, but at tight end, I mean, they've got a lot invested there.
Yannick Ngakoue did return yesterday, but according to what he said, he did not get paid, and certainly according to what we know at this point as well, although trust Yannick to tweet out some cryptic stuff. Well, we will discuss, Hayes wrote a column, and we will discuss that coming up next on The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Every day is a perfect day for football on Jacksonville's football station. Just lock your radio on 1010XL to get your year-round football fix. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Did you know that Garber Auto Mall has wiggled in a lifetime warranty on select pre-owned vehicles? That's right, Garber Auto Mall pre-owned vehicles come with a lifetime of protection. At Garber Auto Mall, you get the best trade-in value, best payments, best price, and now a lifetime warranty. Garber Auto Mall wiggles, and with a lifetime warranty, we wiggle big. So visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Hey, it's Rick Boo. You know my friends at McGowan's are the best in the business. So when you need AC service or repair, you want to hire the prime-time players. Don't settle for some other second-rate practice squad repair service. I'm telling you from my own experience that McGowan's always makes the cut. Expert technicians, fast, reliable service, and fair pricing means you'll always be with a winning team. Call McGowan's at 264-COOL. My friends at McGowan's, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
License number CMC 1250075.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to PatriotSoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Did you know Florida Pump Service has been servicing Northeast Florida since 1948? Rick Ballou here for Florida Pump Service. They receive a lot of calls from customers who have used a handyman or individual for their pump and well issues. And now that person is no longer in business or can't be found by phone. At Florida Pump Service, you'll never have those problems. Call 269-0202 or visit FloridaPumpService.com. Florida Pump Service. We make water happen.
This Jaguar season, how would you like an all-inclusive air-conditioned suite for your tailgate? Mike Dempsey here for Party Shack. It's a turnkey setup that means no prep on your end. You can host clients, staff, and friends to catered food sponsored by Publix with a full bar, top deck roof lounge, and best of all, air-conditioned comfort with 2 TVs in each suite. So take your whole office or group of friends to the top-of-the-line Jaguars tailgate experience. Book your company's Party Shack suite right now at jacksvillage.com. jacksvillage.com.
I was on the go, it was time to eat. I said, baby, grab a dandy, cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got that soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only dandy will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you, yeah.
Regency Electric Company seeks electricians and foremen with great benefits like paid vacation, paid holidays, paid life insurance with health, dental, vision, company match 401k plus end of the year bonus. Call 485-4096, regencyelectric.com.
Dave Benyon here with Zerorez. My sons and I just cleaned a massive church building, and wow, did the carpets look great when we were done. If your church, place of business, or office floors need cleaning, give Zerorez a call. That same great process that works in your home works at your work. If your workplace needs cleaning, tell the boss to call Zerorez. We'll be glad to come and do a free estimate. For the month of August only, we are offering 20% off all commercial carpet cleaning. Zerorez spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
For the best price and service when it comes to your waste hauling and collecting, look no further than the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Jet Prosser here, and let me tell you, you're not going to find an easier way to handle your project cleanups than calling in the A-Team at All-American. A J.B. Coxwell company, All-American Roll-Off and Recycling has brand new trucks and cans in all sizes to fit your project needs. No hidden fees. Count on the best price in town. When it comes to cleaning up when the job is done, go with the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Visit us at all-americanrolloff.com.
Do you remember the freedom of being debt-free? If you're overwhelmed by heavy debt, you may have forgotten what life can be like when you're under less pressure. Financial freedom is possible, and bankruptcy can help. I'm Don Dufresne. At the law offices of Parker & Dufresne, we offer a fast-file bankruptcy option with no money down. We've helped thousands in our community find a solution to their excessive debt. Visit jackslawcenter.com for a free consultation. Offices Jacksonville.
Oldcastle APG, a leading manufacturer and supplier of concrete masonry, has an immediate opening for a night shift maintenance technician. Position offers great pay, medical, dental, and profit sharing. Apply at oldcastleapg.com, oldcastleapg.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. Yannick Ngakoue, the Jaguars defensive end, reported for training camp yesterday, ending his holdout. Ngakoue met with the media and was asked about where the contract stands in terms of an extension with the Jaguars.
I don't want to keep talking about the deal. Like I said, they had the chance to sign me for a long-term deal, and it didn't get done.
Yannick Ngakoue, courtesy of Jaguars.com. The Jaguars are in Baltimore today. Just wrapped up practice a few moments ago. Frank Frangie will continue to join us here on The Frangie Show throughout the evening. And don't forget, the Jaguars will begin the preseason on Thursday at 7:30 against the Baltimore Ravens. At 4:01, 89 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. More of The Frangie Show with Hayes Carline and Lauren Brooks is coming up next.
Back to an all-purpose staffing Monday. If you're looking for immediate employment, try All-Purpose Staffing.
And you can give them a call at 219-1515. If you're looking for work as a carpenter, a painter, an electrician, a roofer, a landscaper, anything like that, if you're a skilled or unskilled worker, it's 219-1515. Hayes Carline, Andrew Gibson, Lauren Brooks with you until 7 p.m. this evening. Football season has arrived. Frank Frangie is up in Baltimore because the Jaguars will take on the Ravens Thursday night. And, of course, you can hear that game right here on 92.5 FM and 1010 AM. Jaguars defensive end Yannick Ngakoue. Frank told us earlier that he did confirm that Yannick was offered a deal about $19 million a year for 3 years, but wasn't sure exactly how much guaranteed money was on the table. But Hayes, you are on Yannick's side in this one.
I am on Yannick's side. And, to me, I'm on the Jaguars side of it too. I mean, to me, it's mutually beneficial for the Jaguars and Yannick Ngakoue to extend this partnership forward. And, but I think the Jaguars would be making a terrible mistake to not pay Yannick Ngakoue, to let him leave in free agency, or to engage in the franchise tag dance that's going to shift all the leverage to Yannick Ngakoue. So, I think my hope is that the Jaguars did not want to give him a deal during his holdout. And it should have never gotten to this point. They should have had this deal done right after the draft. It should have been a top priority. It should have never had to come to Yannick Ngakoue having to miss voluntary stuff and then sit out the 3-day mandatory minicamp in June and then have an 11-day holdout in training camp. It shouldn't have come to that, but it did. So I can see the Jaguars saying, we're not going to take this any further until he's here. Because it does, if you give him the deal during his holdout, you're basically telling everybody on your roster, please hold out.
Like a parent rewarding a child for bad behavior,
correct.
so to speak.
So I understand that. But he's here now. And my hope is that now that he is here, whatever talks that were going on before can commence with the Jaguars sweetening the deal. And part of that is, Yannick's representation has to also, find the right compromise. And, but it's a two-way street. I understand that. But at the end of the day, the Jaguars can't just lose Yannick Ngakoue. This is not a franchise that routinely drafts players that make the Pro Bowl when they're 22 years old, which is what Ngakoue has done. And he has been consistent. He's never missed a game. 30.5 sacks in his career, if you count the playoffs, 11 forced fumbles. And he's 24 years old. So, you sign him to, I would put him in the ballpark of what we've seen with Lawrence and Clark and Ford and Flowers. I would put him in that more with Lawrence. The 5-year, $102 million number sounds right for me for what Jan has done. And again, for what he's going to be on this deal. He is 24. He doesn't turn 25 until March. So you're looking at years 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. He should do nothing but get better. If he is able to, continue to be a durable player. And I don't see the downside to it. Could he get hurt? Yes. But if that's the excuse, then you would never sign anybody. Because anybody can get hurt. You just have to go off of what you know, and what you know is that Yannick Ngakoue not only gets to the quarterback, but when he gets to the quarterback, routinely gets the ball off the quarterback. And you look at a lot of the touchdowns that we've seen this defense get over the last couple of years, a lot of those plays, Yannick Ngakoue is not in the picture when the person crosses the goal line, but he's the guy that got the ball off the quarterback, and the one that's made it happen. He's done it in clutch moments. And to me, I think it was interesting listening to Doug Marrone on Sunday prior to Sunday's practice, but Yannick had reported, and he was asked if Yannick had passed his conditioning test. And Marrone's like, he passed it. He's always been that way. The guy has had no issues. The guy's been awesome. He's done everything we've asked him to do. It's a contract thing. It's part of the business. But as a football player and part of a team, he's great. Those were Doug's comments. That definitely sounds like the type of player that you'd want to alienate and possibly exile in his mid-20s. So I hope it can get done. I think he's a crucial part to the future here. He does something that few people can do in this league, which he can get to the quarterback and make those kind of turnovers that really just deflate an offense. If you're able to blindside the quarterback, even if you don't hit, if you're able to take the ball off the quarterback when he doesn't see it coming, you have changed that quarterback for the rest of the game. And I don't care who it is. I think almost any quarterback in the league is not immune to that. It takes you out of your game. If you think that when you bring that ball back, you're not sure who's going to be there, it makes it tough. And Ngakoue's done such a wonderful job with that. We know that Calais Campbell, Marcel Darius are aging with expensive contracts on the defensive line. And I'm excited about Josh Allen, but let's not make this into Josh Allen has been unblockable in training camp. Josh Allen looks great, and I think he's going to be good, but I don't think you can just say, well, we've got Josh Allen. We don't need to pay Yannick Ngakoue. I don't see any evidence that would lead you to that conclusion other than the fact that you're excited that he fell to 7. And he looks great. But there's going to be a learning curve there. And even if Allen turns into a great player, you don't have to pay him for 3 more years. You can't pay him for 3 more years. So by the time you got to, okay, we now need to start thinking about Josh Allen's second contract, all the guaranteed money in this Yannick deal is off the book. So he is now on a team-friendly deal. To me, it's one of those things that, okay, if I'm Tom Coughlin and I'm Dave Caldwell and I don't want to give him the deal while he is holding out, I can respect that. But Yannick Ngakoue is here. He is back with the Jaguars. Get it done. Because Yannick Ngakoue needs to be a Jaguar for a long time.
Well said, and I totally agree. I went to Yannick's press conference after practice yesterday, and I heard several media people say they were nervous about how his responses were going to be. Not nervous, that he was going to be mad at them. I don't mean like that. But nervous that it was going to be a contentious environment. And Yannick could not have handled it better. He was jovial. He laughed a few times. He took it seriously, but and he was very honest and candid about it. He said the Jaguars had a chance to offer me a long-term deal or to sign me to a long-term deal, and it didn't work out. The question I keep coming back to is, what was that deal? And if it was 3 years, 19 per, with $30 million guaranteed, isn't that better for Yannick than playing on this deal at the $2 or $2.5 million, depending on what happens with those incentives? All right, we will continue this Yannick Ngakoue conversation on the other side. You're listening to The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
One of the reasons I love Shad Khan is because he puts his money where his mouth is. Unlike many NFL owners, Khan doesn't expect the taxpayers to foot the bills for his multi-billion-dollar business. Whether or not you've ever entered the gate for a Jaguar game, Khan has big ideas that go well beyond the football franchise, and he's willing to write the checks for projects that enhance our city. The current project is developing Lot J at TIAA Bank Field into an entertainment business hotel complex. It certainly would enhance the game day experience for Jaguar fans, but it would also attract residents, business people, and tourists to our downtown. The Jaguars' original owner, Wayne Weaver, deserves our thanks. Jacksonville wouldn't have an NFL team without him, and he has always certainly been incredibly generous with charitable causes. But his pockets aren't as deep as Khan's, nor is his imagination in Khan's league.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, if you want a bank you can trust, you want Center State Bank with 7 locations here on the First Coast. Terrific people, terrific bankers. They understand banking and finance. They understand how hard it is to start and maintain a business. That's why they're Florida's business bank. But they also understand how important it is to treat you right on a personal level. Nice folks, good bankers. That's what you get from Center State Bank. It really is. I love banking at Center State Bank. 7 locations on the First Coast. You want a bank? You want Center State Bank.
Hey, listen up. Have you seen the all-new Toyota Supra? Beaver Toyota has one on its showroom floor, and we're going to auction it off. That's right, we're going to hold a public auction for this one-of-a-kind vehicle. But wait, there's more. Beaver Toyota will be donating every dollar over MSRP to support local schools and the charity of your choice. Did you know the very first 2020 Supra sold for $2.1 million? Let's break that record. Come show your support on August 24th and be a part of history. Don't make me come get you.
Baloo here for the Blue Crab Crab House, once again voted the #1 crab shack in Northeast Florida. What about Sundays over there? You kidding me? $1.95 Bloody Marys, mimosas as well, up until 5 o'clock. Alex always playing live music right there on the deck. The best seafood in Jacksonville, the Blue Crab Crab House. They've been in Jacksonville for 23 years, right there on Julington Creek Road in San Jose. I'll see you at the Blue Crab Crab House.
What's up, North Florida poker fans? This is Allie McNeil from both Best Bet Card Rooms in Jacksonville and Orange Park. The World Poker Tour returns to Jacksonville September 27th with 22 total events and over $1.3 million in guarantees. The $5,000 buy-in Best Bet Bounty Scramble will host 30 of the most acclaimed celebrities from around the world. Knock out any of the celebrity bounties and get $2,500 on the spot. Take part in all the glory and fame at this year's WPT Series. For more information, visit them on the web at bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, where anybody can win.
Exciting news from Diamonds Direct. We're moving. Thanks to the way you've embraced our unique concept, we've totally outgrown our current showroom. So, we're upgrading. Moving to a brand new store that's 50% larger with an even larger selection to serve you. The new Diamonds Direct is opening very soon off Town Center Parkway just left of the Hyatt. It's a freestanding building with a stunning new showroom with incredible lake views and more fine jewelry than you've ever seen in one place. Same great people, same great industry-leading warranties and guarantees, same unbeatable values. But it's in a new, spacious, modern, and luxurious showroom with even more diamonds, more designer jewelry, more engagement ring mountings, more bands and bracelets and pendants and earrings. It's the best selection in all of Florida. At Diamonds Direct, our passion is celebrating love and new beginnings, and now we invite you to join us in celebrating this new chapter in our life. Diamonds Direct, upgrading to an all-new showroom opening soon off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
The best of the Sports Den replay.
People that are recent Jag fans, y'all don't understand how good that dude was.
So
how much
shifty.
fun he was to watch. He was Le'Veon Bell before there was Le'Veon Bell.
Share the road, share the responsibility. Mayor Lenny Curry here reminding you that when in doubt, wait it out. Make eye contact with drivers before crossing the street. Drivers always slow down and yield to pedestrians. Be all in for safety. Be all in, Duval. Go to COJ.net for more safety tips.
Attention diesel mechanics. Republic Services is now hiring in Duval and St. Johns County. And with Republic Services, new diesel mechanics get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, $1,000 yearly tool allowance, and competitive benefits. Republic Services will even pay for your ASC certifications and offer a bonus for each certification earned. Join the Republic Services team and make a positive impact on your community and environment today. Visit republicservices.jobs for more information and to apply. Wear the star, drive your career.
I'm Holt Harrell. Accidents are unpredictable, but you can call, email, online chat with Harrell & Harrell 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we'll be available. Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hacker here for Blue Chew and BlueChew.com. Gentlemen, have you lost confidence when it comes to the bedroom? Well, it can happen to the best of us, right? Well, let me fill you in on something that will get your confidence back, and that's Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Well, Blue Chew is the first chewable performance enhancement for the bedroom. And the great thing about chewables, they can work up to twice as fast than regular pills. Guys, at BlueChew.com, your online physician consult is absolutely free. It only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. One of the best parts, no trips to the doctor or the pharmacy. That's because Blue Chew is sent directly to your front door in discreet packaging. Gentlemen, go to BlueChew.com, enter promo code JAX. That's JAX. When you do that, your first order of Blue Chew is free with only $5 shipping. Trust me, gentlemen. Go to BlueChew.com, enter promo code JAX, that's JAX, and get your confidence back. And get it back with Blue Chew.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Go behind enemy lines with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Welcome to the Secret Service.
He travels with the team to bring you insights and interviews. Behind Enemy Lines is brought to you by Porsche Jacksonville on Atlantic and Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
It's an all-purpose staffing Monday. If you're looking for a position or if your business is looking for qualified employees, your answer is all-purpose staffing.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Hayes, Gibby, and myself here at 1010XL headquarters. Frank Frangie up in Baltimore, making his way back to the hotel, so he will rejoin us probably right around the 5 o'clock football hour. Hayes, Yannick Ngakoue, we just discussed your column. Yannick Ngakoue, as it was reported, and Frank said he confirmed through a source he believes, was offered somewhere in the ballpark of 3 years, $19 million. Do you think he turned that down because he wanted a longer-term deal? Do you think maybe the guaranteed money wasn't quite where he wanted, a combination of the two? Where do you think he stood on all that?
My guess is it has a lot to do with, Yannick was asked about, do you keep up with what other guys are receiving? He was asked this in May when he was here for voluntary OTAs. And he said, his response was, I have a computer. And he made it pretty clear in that comment that, yes, I'm keeping up with what Trey Flowers is making and Dee Ford and DeMarcus Lawrence and Frank Clark. And I think Ngakoue's numbers support that he should be in that mix. I don't think he should be making more than all of them, but he should be in that mix. And he should have a longer deal. I don't think it's so much about the 5 years, 3 years. It's the guaranteed money, and it's how much am I getting up front. You know, Yannick Ngakoue hasn't made big money in the league. When you look at his contract, he's supposed to make he was before the fines. He was scheduled to make about 2.2. But if you look at what's been paid to Yannick just from his contract, not anything else. So this isn't whatever he's made in endorsements or anything like that, but just his contract. His first year, he got an $850,000 signing bonus. So that's very little compared to like what a first-round pick would get. So he got that his first year, and then he got his second year $605,000. His third year $735,000. I mean, again, we hear that and we're like, oh, that's unbelievable money.
Sure.
But for a professional football player that's got a very short, career compared to us, who could have a 50-year career, it's small. And so a lot of the 4-year, $3.5 million that he was going to earn on that rookie contract, a lot of it pays out this year at just over $2 million. So, I think it's one of those things where he just hasn't gotten the payday, and he's seen other guys get it. I mean, he's seen, not to the level he's looking for, but he has seen Allen Hurns, Telvin Smith, Brandon Linder all get deals. He saw Blake Bortles get a deal, and I think he's looking at it like, I've done everything you've asked. I mean, name one major mistake Yannick Ngakoue has made as a Jaguar. I mean, sure, there's been times where he's gotten blocked, like every other defensive player.
Not a mistake.
Right, but there hasn't been that, oh, I can't believe he did this.
Especially off the field. And
Right.
we have to talk about that here because that is an issue here. There have been several instances with players in recent past, Leonard Fournette, Dante Fowler Jr., who's no longer here, where there have been major off-the-field issues.
Absolutely. And so I think the Jaguars were probably looking at it as, can we get him at, will he be willing to take something that is very team-friendly for us, but does set him up in a much greater financial position than what his rookie deal does. And I think Jan's position is, no, I feel like I'm in that class of player, that of those contracts that we've recently seen. I look at myself more of that than in the situation of a Daniel Hunter for the Vikings, who the Vikings paid him early before they had to, but they gave him a deal that is sort of laughed at now in terms of how good Hunter is as a player. And, so I think that's the balance any pro athlete has to strike. And, I do think that ultimately Yannick Ngakoue is going to get a lucrative deal. It's either going to come from the Jaguars or it's going to come from one of the other 31 teams. But I am surprised that it has taken this long, that it's stretched out this far. The knock on Yannick is, well, he doesn't make a lot of tackles. Well, I mean, they defend how he plays the run. I mean, Todd Wash and Doug Marrone, I mean, when he first came, because he's a lighter guy, I think he told you guys he's playing at like 240 at the press conference on Sunday. I mean, that was a big thing. Can he play the run? Can he play? And they've always been like, yeah, he plays the run well. Plays hard, and and again, he's got so many other great players around him that, to me, it's not. I don't hold it against him that his tackles aren't as high, because at the end of the day, there's really only one number that you care about when it comes to defensive ends, and it's anything to do with pass rush. You're looking at stats, pressures, forced fumbles, and Yannick Ngakoue is stellar in all those areas.
If you're defensive coordinator Todd Wash, are you going to Dave Caldwell and Tom Coughlin and saying, please pay him? I mean, he met with the media Friday after practice and said a lot of the adjustments that they put in for this season were for Yannick Ngakoue, and that is his job, right? His job is to lead the defense. Here's one of the most special players he has on the defense.
Yeah, I thought that was a really insightful comment from Wash, that you're going to start seeing Ngakoue used in ways in which they haven't done, that are specifically tailored. The defense is sort of tailored for that position to get the rush anyway, or get more of a rush than on the other side. But I am intrigued to see, do they let Jan, do they start giving him that J.J. Watt-esque sort of freedom to say, okay, move around to where you feel like you've got the best chance? Because it is a defense that sort of relies you to be in a certain spot. But I thought that was really revealing, that they're schematically they are looking for ways to take Ngakoue's play to a higher level.
We're trying to adjust our system to every player, that we have. And, some of the adjustments are for Jan, and Jan's not here. But, it's a situation that any of our rushes have to do that. So we're adjusting, trying to get them in a little bit more better position to make some more plays than they already have. And some of the front adjustments that we do, some of the things we're doing in the back end, I really like the addition to our package. So it's good right now. Obviously, we're not going to show a lot. But I like where we're at with the new stuff.
And certainly, that is, for a defensive coordinator, that is one of the most important positions to have it. And yes, there is rookie Josh Allen, and hopefully he's going to be great. But he's not where Yannick Ngakoue is. There's no question about it. You can watch practice, and you can tell that Yannick's technique is, and his speed, really, because of his understanding of the game, is just still light years ahead. And as well it should be, because, again, he's been in this league for years. Josh Allen is just now getting into it. All right, we're going to talk a little hardball when we return on The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Every summer, 1010XL puts its players through training camp.
Struggle, survive.
It ain't pretty.
Victory and defeat.
But we get sharp for the season and come together as a team.
Just a game, Doc.
1010XL.
Love it.
Hey, look, if you want a terrific automobile, head to the best car dealership in Jacksonville. I'm going to give you two options. Buick, GMC, those products are sold to you by Nimnick Buick GMC. Chevrolet, well, they're sold to you by Nimnick Chevrolet. Those two car dealerships have set the standard in our market. That's why they've been doing it for so long. 78 years. Think about that. Digest that for a second. The Nimnick name has been the primary name in car selling in Jacksonville for 78 years. Pretty amazing, right? Nimnick Chevrolet is located on Castanet Park. I bought my first car ever there. First time I ever bought a car for myself. 1982, I bought it there, and I've been buying them there ever since. Nimnick Buick GMC came along a little bit later on. It is a beautiful car dealership on Phillips Highway just off of I-295. It's quality, it's service, it's selection, it's sales. It's the place to go to get your car. You want a car, you want Nimnick. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Jags fans, this one's for you. Enter the TIAA Bank Take the Field sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 club tickets and get pregame sideline access to be on the field when the Jags come out of the tunnel. A new winner will be chosen for each home game. To enter and for official rules, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Void where prohibited. Entry period from 8/5/2019 to 12/18/2019. For official rules and complete details, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. Sponsor TIAA FSB.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about first-class service. From the first phone call to the final inspection, Superior Fence and Rail's professional team delivers with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior Fence and Rail is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville, and it all starts with their professional team. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Just like living in paradise.
1010XL.
The Truck Accident Law Firm is a national truck crash law firm based right here in Jacksonville, focused on making First Coast roads safer through zealous advocacy for families of those injured or killed by unsafe trucking. The Truck Accident Law Firm focuses exclusively on tractor trailer, bus, and commercial vehicle crashes. If someone you know is involved in a serious crash with a tractor trailer or commercial vehicle, contact your local truck crash specialists at truckcrashlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Baloo here for Keystone Automotive Paint. Of course, they are the distributor for Axo Nobel Sickens. We do want to congratulate the customer of the month. That is Claude Nolan Cadillac Collision Repair Center. They're on Southside Boulevard in Quality Circle. Been a Sickens user now for more than 20 years. Folks, to get Sickens and all other automotive paint, there's only one distributor right here in Jacksonville. Of course, I'm talking about Keystone Automotive Paint.
Metro Rooter Plumbing is not gimmicky and doesn't have a cute tagline. Metro Rooter Plumbing is always professional, no exceptions. Metro Rooter Plumbing will diagnose solutions to fix wasteful, harmful, or unsafe plumbing problems. The diagnosis is free, and if you feel comfortable, they'll begin work right away. If you'd prefer to hold off, that's okay too. Metro Rooter plumbers are not high pressure, they're just good quality plumbers. Google Metro Rooter to schedule your appointment. They even offer same-day service, including Saturday and Sunday. MetroRooter.com.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. I've told you for the longest time, if you need a new pool, it's Stanley Pools. Call them at 269-7277. New pools, remodeled pools, pavers, fire pits. They do it all, and they do an outstanding job. And they have done it in this town since 1988. It is a true family business, and they truly are the best in the business. I trust Stanley Pools. Call them today, 269-7277 for the best in the business, Stanley Pools.
Before the surgery, there's a lot of pain. Every time I would swim in a swim meet or any type of race or anything, I was like hunched over in pain.
Stetson Lane talks about her experience with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And then after the surgery, I'm back to doing everything I used to do, and so I feel great now. I would definitely go back to Southeast Orthopedic. They really made me feel like I was welcomed and at home.
Get your body moving again with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Find out more at se-ortho.com.
With hurricane season now here, the only weather you need to be concerned about is whether your homeowner's insurance policy will cover you in the event of storm damage. Ask about Southern Oak Insurance today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Injuries affect your roster.
Oh, yeah, the injured hamstring.
And they can affect the way the game is coached and played.
It's a different dynamic when he's in the game.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL.
Back to an all-purpose staffing Monday, staffing your business with qualified employees. It's all-purpose staffing.
If you've been having trouble finding qualified employees, then call 219-1515. Speak with Dan at All Purpose Staffing, and he will make sure you get the qualified employees that you need for your projects and your company. Hey, it's Gibby and Lauren with you in Jacksonville, FLA. Meanwhile, Frank Frangie up in Baltimore, heading back to his hotel, and he will join us in just a little bit as he got to attend the first practice for the Jaguars going up against the Ravens. That first preseason game will be Thursday night at 7:30, and of course, you can hear it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Little hardball news. Gibby, did you see the news about Rays pitcher Yanni Chirinos?
Yeah, I did. He's got some kind of an injury, right?
He has a middle finger inflammation, and obviously in pitching, your fingers get bent in all different ways. But I did have to wonder if he's had some extra road rage or something because it's the middle finger.
Yeah, it's too much giving the middle finger to somebody, it sounds like.
But yeah, so now they've got no Snell, no Chirinos, and no Morton for the time being. No Glasnow for the time being, leaving really just Morton.
Yeah, Morton and I think Brandon McKay has got to be able. I would think he has to make some starts going forward here for the Rays.
He will. He's starting the
Wednesday?
Third game. Of this series against the Blue Jays. Yep.
You mentioned staffing. I've got a staffing problem with the Braves.
Always the bullpen for
the bullpen staff.
I thought this was solved.
Yeah, I did too. I thought the bullpen staff needs a closer. They traded for one. The Braves traded for Shane Green.
Hacker's cousin, right?
No, because the Green has an E on the end of his Green. True. But he's made 2 appearances with the Braves, and his ERA is 18.
Yikes.
So that's not good.
Well, you were telling me about some odds that are in your favor, though.
Yeah, this is interesting. I would liken this to, how when you look at recruiting for football, you go to the 24/7 Sports composite because it kind of aggregates everything together. Well, Vegas Insider is a site that kind of does that with a lot of different betting sites, and they have the Braves as the 4th best odds to win the World Series at 9-1.
And so do they have the Dodgers or the Astros first?
The order it goes is Astros, Dodgers, Yankees, Braves is their order in which most betting sites believe that the Braves have the 4th best odds to win the World Series.
If it ended up being Yankees, Braves, Gibby, who would you take?
I mean,
I know who you'd want.
Yeah, I would probably take the Braves, and here's why. Because the Yankees are falling apart in terms of injuries. They just lost Edwin Encarnacion, broke his wrist, and he's a guy who's nearly 40, and so that's a pretty significant injury. I don't know when Giancarlo Stanton's coming back. I mean, obviously they've had success without him, but Giancarlo has had no baseball activities in like a month and a half, and there hasn't been any sign that he's going to return anytime soon. I think the Yankees are anticipating that he'll come back in September, but that's not certain at this point. The Yankees are getting some arms back, but it's been a rough go for the Yankees injured list. It's a crowded group.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on the Yankees. Like, I think if I had to bet on, I think I would put the Braves third over the Yankees at this point.
I think at this point, and look, going back to Shane Green, who they acquired, look, I expected some regression for him because he came into Atlanta with a 1.18 ERA. I mean, look, he's not that good, but I knew some regression was going to come with him, but I mean, 2 appearances, and he's given up a home run. He gave up a 3-run homer yesterday, but he's going to get better. It's not going to be this way all the time, or if it is, it's a really bad trade. But I think Shane Green will be fine.
I think the only problem is the fact that the Dodgers and Astros are so incredibly talented that I'm not sure the Yankees or Braves can get past them.
Yeah, they're those two teams, the Astros and the Dodgers, are much, much deeper than either the Yankees or the Braves. Now, you can argue the Yankees, they have to be deep because they've suffered so many injuries, and yet they're still winning. But, I mean, it's really hard to compete with the Astros and what they've done. The Dodgers, too. They're really deep and talented.
Gibby, have you seen Dustin May?
Yeah, I have. I've seen Dustin May. They call him Ginger Guard. Yeah, because he has the long red hair and looks like Noah Syndergaard.
It is wild hair, that's for sure.
I watched a little bit of his start the other night. A lot of people said he was going to be like Syndergaard, more looking like him than actually pitching like him because he got it up there. He threw 97, 98, but I wasn't too overwhelmingly impressed with him. I think he only had 3 strikeouts, so... he's definitely got some improvement to go, but he looks pretty good.
As far as home field, Gibby, with it not being in relation to the All-Star game anymore, is it best overall record or do they flip it?
I believe, Hayes, I think it is a best overall record.
Because the Astros and Dodgers are in a heck of a chase if that's the case.
Right, yeah, they are.
And I mean, they're so far out in front of everybody else, and that could be huge because you look at how good they are at home. The Dodgers are 43-15 at home. The Astros are 41-15 at home.
I'll tell you, you may not realize this until you're a player and you're experiencing it, but the Dodgers' home field advantage is legit. You'll think sometimes, it's LA. How much can the crowd be into it? I remember when the Braves played the Dodgers in the playoffs a couple of years ago. I was watching it, and then I had to get in the car, and I was driving down the road, so I was listening to it. I mean, it's deafening there in L.A. They had Welcome to the Jungle blasting, and it's just unbelievable. When the Dodgers get in the playoffs, and they will, I mean, that home field advantage, it gets crazy out there.
Wait a minute, you left the house during a Braves playoff game?
Yeah, I don't remember what I had to do. I had to keep track of it somehow. I had to go out somewhere, and I was listening to it, and I was just like, holy cow, that place is loud.
Can you imagine leaving the house, Hayes, during a Florida college football playoff game? First, Florida has to get there. But.
You know what it was? I think I was coming back, or I don't know, it had something to do with high school football, I think, and I had to go do something.
I figured it was work. I'm only teasing.
Yeah, and it was loud. I mean, that you wouldn't think about it, I don't think.
Are the Red Sox dead?
Boy, they're close. I don't know. It's probably not dead yet, but, man, they're in a rough go right now.
They've lost 8 in a row.
Told you they were going down.
It's weird because they're roughly the same team. I mean, they've got, new players here and there, and some guys have gone back and forth. And I saw somebody tweet this the other day. I mean, the Red Sox are struggling with a lot of the same guys that they had last year.
Absolutely. All right, so you went through the odds for teams to win the World Series. I've got Major League Baseball's power rankings that were updated after the trade deadline. And they have it a lot different than the odds. So 1 Dodgers, 2 Astros, 3 Yankees. That's a little bit of a different order, but not too crazy. Then 4 Twins, 5 Indians, 6 Rays, 7 A's, and 8 Braves.
This is disgraceful.
Where were the Indians? How high? 5?
Indians were 5th. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
they like Yasiel Puig and Reyes.
I like the Indians. I don't know if I like them that much. Yeah, I mean, Reyes, I think Reyes is a big part of that trade that they got in terms of Trevor Bauer going back to the Reds. And they got him from the Padres, Franmil Reyes. But, yeah, it's really going to hinge on the pitching down the stretch for the Indians because they did trade away Bauer. And I guess they feel really good about Corey Kluber coming back. He's on his way back from a broken bone in his pitching arm. And he's going to make a rehab start Thursday. But, yeah, I mean, Shane Bieber, who was the All-Star Game MVP, yesterday for the Indians had another complete game. I mean, that guy's lights out. And then, of course, Jacksonville's own and Wolfson alum, Mike Clevenger from the Indians is a really good pitcher as well.
So you've got the Twins starting tonight at 8:10 p.m. How's that going to go?
Well, I don't think it's going to go well because I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, Mike Soroka's on the mound, so that should bode well for the Braves. I think it'll go all right. Tomorrow is really what I was looking at because Mike Foltynewicz is coming back for the Braves, and he's been pretty lackluster this year.
6.37 ERA.
Yeah, not good.
For Folty. Oof, ouch.
The Mets are still coming too, Gibby. They're 1-2 straight, won 9 of their last 10, and one game under 500.
You know what's crazy about the Mets, Hayes, and I said this back in May about the Mets. If there was somebody asked me if there's one team that scares you down the stretch, and I said the Mets, and somebody laughed at me. I said, I don't know. I mean, look, if Syndergaard gets it together, DeGrom, now they have Stroman. You know, it's a pretty good group of pitchers. It's just what they'll do offensively, and Edwin Diaz, can he be the closer that they went out and acquired from Seattle? I mean, that's the real question with the Mets. I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10 ball games, and they've won 2 in a row. So I wouldn't count them out for a wild card, that's for sure.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's a little Major League Baseball talk. When we come back, we will tell you what floored us and a little bit more, and then Frank will rejoin us sometime in the 5 o'clock hour from up in Baltimore. You're listening to The Frangie Show on an all-purpose staffing Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Turn your afternoon into an adventure with Hayes Carline.
Who am I kidding? I'm not some adventurer.
Weekdays on The Frangie Show.
I'm not actually brave.
On 1010XL.
You're cuter than I thought.
There is only one summer and only one Honda Summer Spectacular event. We are pleased to announce that every Honda model is on sale during this event. Accord, Civic, CR-V, Pilot, Ridgeline, Fit, HR-V, and even the all-new Passport. If Honda makes it, it is on sale. The only thing better than summer, a Honda Summer Spectacular event going on now at your local Honda dealer. Don't miss it.
Honda, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. While building 5 successful businesses, I've experienced fires, water damage, employee problems, and just about every problem you can imagine. But I have to tell you, one of my least favorites is having to tell my wife, honey, the business needed some cash, so I had to hock the house. And waiting for her response of, again? If bankers weren't so strict, we small business owners wouldn't need to mortgage our homes to help our businesses. But they are, so we do. That's why I built Patriot Software, to give you an extremely affordable payroll solution so you don't have to hock your house. And if you need help with your payroll, we will help you for free. Go to PatriotSoftware.com, use promo code RADIO, and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
Life beyond the gravitational pull of the city requires a can-do attitude. It takes versatility to accomplish all that needs to be done, and enough power to never get in over your head. The Kubota L-Series tractor pulls up its bootstraps, hooks up to its many attachments, and gets the job done right. That's why it's the #1 selling compact tractor in America. Kubota, shape your world.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road, Jacksonville, and now also in McClenny.
Jacksonville's Gator Station, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Regency Electric Company seeks electricians and foremen with great benefits like paid vacation, paid holidays, paid life insurance with health, dental, vision, company match 401k plus end of the year bonus. Call 485-4096, regencyelectric.com.
Zerorez stands for zero residue. It's all about the science. No soaps, no detergents means cleaner, longer. Call us to get your carpets, tile and grout, area rugs, and furniture cleaned. Zerorez spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Exciting news from Diamonds Direct. We're moving. Thanks to the way you've embraced our unique concept, we've totally outgrown our current showroom. So, we're upgrading. Moving to a brand new store that's 50% larger with an even larger selection to serve you. The new Diamonds Direct is opening very soon off Town Center Parkway just left of the Hyatt. It's a freestanding building with a stunning new showroom with incredible lake views and more fine jewelry than you've ever seen in one place. Same great people, same great industry-leading warranties and guarantees, same unbeatable values. But it's in a new, spacious, modern, and luxurious showroom with even more diamonds, more designer jewelry, more engagement ring mountings, more bands and bracelets and pendants and earrings. It's the best selection in all of Florida. At Diamonds Direct, our passion is celebrating love and new beginnings, and now we invite you to join us in celebrating this new chapter in our life. Diamonds Direct, upgrading to an all-new showroom opening soon off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds.
This is the hacker Ryan Green. Be listening for my high school football previews, preparing you for the first Friday night of the prep season on August 23rd. Presented by Air Engineers Heating and Air Conditioning, a service experts company, and Community First Credit Union.
Back to an all-purpose staffing Monday. If you're looking for immediate employment, try All-Purpose Staffing.
Hope everybody had a good weekend. Welcome back to the Frangie Show on a Monday afternoon. Hayes Gibby and myself with you until 7 p.m. here at the studio. Meanwhile, Frank Frangie up in Baltimore. He got to go to Jaguars-Ravens practice earlier today, and he will join us in the near future and tell us more about what he got to see. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell you what floored us, brought to you by our friends at the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center. If your house needs some updating, then you want to go see the friendly, experienced group of interior designers and let them help you because they specialize in kitchen design, bath design, and closet design. They just did Frank's Closets last week. Head to floorsandkitchen.com or stop by the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. What floored me, Hayes, is the fact that UCF Athletic Director Danny White seems to have drastically changed his position on this 2-for-1 scheduling with Power 5 programs. He's now saying he will do a 2-for-1 as long as the other team agrees to come to Spectrum Stadium and not go to a neutral site or play a neutral site game at, say, Camping World Stadium in Orlando.
Yeah, this puzzled me because I never thought that was what they were talking about anyway.
Me neither.
I don't think Florida was ever trying to pull a play 2 in the swamp and then we'll play a neutral game.
That's called a 2 and a neutral, not a 2-for-1.
That's called a 2, 0, and 1. Yeah, I didn't understand it either. And we've talked about UCF schedule and it's glaring how many seasons coming up, they have a staggering lack of non-conference games. And, I think Danny White told, Mike Bianchi in Orlando that, look, no one wants to play us. And I'm sure that's true. I mean, if I'm in Kansas or Ohio or, certainly out west, if I'm in Mississippi, if I'm a small school in Louisiana, I don't know that UCF is a team that I really want to play because, they're recruiting in a great state to recruit and they've got a lot of momentum. So, if I can schedule a game with a home and home with, Akron, then I'd probably rather do that than schedule UCF if I'm, a low-level Division I school. So,
or even like FAU or USF.
Absolutely. So I think you're seeing UCF is running into difficulty there, and because of this stance, I think it's harder for them to fill up their schedule with better quality opponents and go do the 2-for-1. But they need games at this point. I mean, if I'm Danny White, I've got to be a little nervous about where it's headed. I want to say there's 3 years in the next 6 where I think they've only got like one out-of-conference game scheduled each of those years. So, and again, with schedules being finalized so much further in advance than they used to be, I think it's a real issue. So I did think it was interesting. If I'm Florida, I would have no problem playing in UCF Stadium. I mean, the point that in Bianchi's column, the point that was sort of brought up is, well, Florida wouldn't be able to get as many of its fans into the game.
Because they have like 28,000 season tickets, 13,000 for the students, and that leaves only 4,000 for the opponent.
Yeah, but I don't think that would matter. I mean, if I'm Scott Strickland at Florida, obviously the best deal would be to play it in Camping World because it's not a 2-for-1.
Right.
I mean, that's obvious, but I don't know why anybody would agree to do that. I mean, and so, but if I can only get a limited amount of my fans in there, that's fine. I think the secondary market, there would be opportunities, obviously, for Florida fans that really want to go to the game to be able to go. I still don't know that Florida playing at UCF really grabs the Gators' attention all that much. It's not like Miami. Like, the Miami ticket is on fire.
Yes.
But that's to play the Hurricanes. That's to play an elite program that has won several national championships, that's been a rival that you don't play all that often. There is certainly a buzz for the Miami game, and there should be. I don't know. There wouldn't be. I don't know. There would not be the buzz among the Gator fan base to go play in UCF. There just wouldn't be. So I don't think that would even be a massive hang-up for Scott Strickland. And then the benefit of having them come twice, this is one point that Bianchi made in the column that I agree with. For Florida, when you are having, if you bring in Toledo or you bring in San Jose State into the Swamp, though they're not buying any tickets. Whatever you sell is Gator fans. Well, if you bring UCF into the Swamp twice, Swamp's probably going to have, if not be sold out, probably be close, because while there's more excitement among the Gators to go watch them play live now that Dan Mullen looks like he's got them on the right track, UCF fans would absolutely try and get into that stadium, would certainly buy tickets. So, if that's the offer, I mean, if I'm Florida, I would absolutely do it.
I do think there would be a big section of Florida's fan base, though, Hayes, that is so accustomed to going to Gator games if they are in the state of Florida, whether it be Miami or Florida State, that would clamor for that ticket. And then I think you would see the price go up because there are enough boosters that would, way more than the 4,000 tickets that are allotted. And I think they would start to try to buy up some of those UCF tickets. So I think the ticket would eventually become something, just because there are people nowadays that the moment you tell them they can't get into something, that's the moment that they're going to increase their, the amount that they think they should go or that they should pay to go and the value of it. So, I do think taking that away, the option to go to it away, would create a little bit of buzz on that end. And I think there are some Florida fans that might view it as a lose-lose, because if UCF beats you, you have thought you had the 3 national titles in this tradition and history to hold over them. But the moment that the Knights win, does that even matter? Their fan base would be so loud. But overall, I think Danny White, for UCF's purposes, absolutely needs to look into this, and that will, I think, certainly help them, like you said, scheduling, but also on that national level perspective. I don't think enough people are really talking about the fact that UCF is ranked 17th in the country. That's a big deal. I think more people look at it and go, oh, Mackenzie Milton got hurt, they won't end the season there, and looking more at, say, Wisconsin, who's tied with them, and their chances. But I think it would be a really fun tete-a-tete, certainly, for social media purposes and for talking purposes before the game.
And the Florida game solves some of their problem, but even the Florida game, even if they agree and got a 2-for-1 with Florida, that still doesn't solve their problem entirely. They would still have multiple openings on a few different upcoming schedules. So I think that's what you're seeing. It's that the Florida, whether it's a Florida 2-for-1 or Florida State or Alabama, whoever Danny White ends up agreeing to do it with, it doesn't solve everything, and that's probably why you're seeing this change, because he's now seeing that I got to fill up a schedule. I mean, we got to play 12 games, and I can't go to my president and say, you know what, we're only going to play 10 games this year because no one wants to play us, and I didn't want to agree to any 2-for-1s. So, I mean, that's just not going to work. So I do think it's going to be, intriguing to see how he goes about. Again, I am of the belief he's probably going to be out of there pretty soon anyway for a better athletic director job. But if he does stay, he's got to dig himself out of a little bit of a hole here because, I mean, again, you look around the nation and it just to have that many openings on your football schedule, when we're not talking 10 years down the road, we're talking 3 to 6 years down the road, I think it's a little alarming.
I agree, especially when you see so many other teams lining up schedules or games on their schedule in the next 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. That means that not only are their schedules done for the next 3 to 5 years, they're planning for even farther out. All right, Frank Frangie up in Baltimore will join us next. It'll be football at 5. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to The Frangie Show on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When you want action.
Delvin Smith, a leaping interception.
1010XL.
The ball is out. The ball is out. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Where the action is. 1010XL.
Whether you're just starting to think about selling your house or you're serious about selling, I've got good news for you, and that is with Open Door, you can get a free competitive offer in your house in just 24 hours. Open Door buys a home every 34 minutes, and yours can be next when you sell directly to Open Door. Lauren Brooks here, and trust me, selling your house is a pain between the stagings and the showings and the risk of a buyer's financing falling through. But you don't have to worry about any of that with Open Door. And when it comes to closing, you can close in as little as 14 days or as long as 60 days. I love how easy Open Door's website is to use. All I had to do was enter my home details and neighborhood information, and then I received my free, no-obligation offer in just 24 hours. So why wait? Get your free competitive offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. That's opendoor.com/myoffer to get your offer today.
Looking for a truck? Then drive like a pro in a new GMC Sierra SLT Crew Cab or the new sporty GMC Terrain, fast and fun to drive. Have you seen the new Buicks? Fastest selling crossovers with luxury and performance, the Enclave, Envision, Encore, and experience the all-new Buick. Visit their website, keybuickgmc.com, or stop in at the corner of Southside and Gate. Trucktown and Tinseltown, Key Buick GMC, the only name to know for Buicks and GMCs. Our family helping your family buy cars.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
Frank Frangie here for Center State Bank, Florida's business bank, but also a bank you could trust. You see, that's the big thing. I've got to trust my banker. Trust that they are truly skilled bankers, but also that my needs matter. My bankers at Center State Bank know me. They know what I need. Whether it's personal, business, loans, or beyond, they know me and I trust them. In the world of banking, that relationship really matters. A bank you can trust. Center State Bank, with 7 locations in Jacksonville and St. Augustine, Florida's business bank.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by Community First with tickets starting at just $5 is home this weekend. Wednesday is our final Canines and Crustaceans Dog Day, presented by Standard Feed and Seed and Publix Corks and Forks. Thursday is the last Thursday of 2019. Then Friday we have Napa Auto Care Family Fireworks. Call 358-2846 or jackshrimp.com. Affordable family fun.
Mavis Discount Tire.
We've been saving people money for over 50 years. Now at Mavis Discount Tire, save even more. Right now, get up to $100 back on 4 select Goodyear tires. You always save on tires at Mavis Discount Tire. Visit MavisTire.com to find a store near you.
Mavis Discount Tire. America's discount tire store.
Legal and other restrictions apply. See stores for rebate details.
American Transmission is Jacksonville's go-to automotive specialist. Hey, Hicken here. They offer bumper-to-bumper service, whether it's your engine, AC service, head gaskets, and especially transmissions. Nobody better. Unlike most repair shops, they have no big franchise fees, no inflated sales quotes because there's no sales commissions. American Transmissions has 2 convenient locations and free towing and diagnostics on most major repairs. Call them today, 396-3766, 396-3766, or go to AmericanTransmission.com.
Exciting news from Diamonds Direct. We're moving. Thanks to the way you've embraced our unique concept, we've totally outgrown our current showroom. So, we're upgrading. Moving to a brand new store that's 50% larger with an even larger selection to serve you. The new Diamonds Direct is opening very soon off Town Center Parkway just left of the Hyatt. It's a freestanding building with a stunning new showroom with incredible lake views and more fine jewelry than you've ever seen in one place. Same great people, same great industry-leading warranties and guarantees, same unbeatable values. But it's in a new, spacious, modern, and luxurious showroom with even more diamonds, more designer jewelry, more engagement ring mountings, more bands and bracelets and pendants and earrings. It's the best selection in all of Florida. At Diamonds Direct, our passion is celebrating love and new beginnings, and now we invite you to join us in celebrating this new chapter in our life. Diamonds Direct, upgrading to an all-new showroom opening soon off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt behind Firebirds.
I'm Chuck Farrer, reminding you to always exercise caution at the intersection of Beach Boulevard and University. It is one of the most dangerous crossroads in the city. When you or someone you love has been the victim of an auto accident, you're at another crossroad. You need a lawyer who knows how to handle the insurance companies. Call us at 396-5555. We'll fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Farrer & Farrer, protecting you and your family for over 30 years. Offices, Jacksonville.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World,
simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by TIAA Bank. The Jaguars are practicing in Baltimore today with the Baltimore Ravens today and tomorrow. Our Frank Frangie will join us here on the Frangie Show momentarily from Baltimore. Yesterday, Yannick Ngakoue ended his 11-day holdout looking for a contract extension from the Jaguars. Ngakoue asked about the current stance on where it is now.
I don't want to keep talking about the deal. Like I said, they had a chance to sign me for a long-term deal, and it didn't get done.
That was Yannick Ngakoue yesterday, courtesy of Jaguars.com. The Jaguars will kick off the preseason on Thursday night. At 7:30, you can hear the ball game right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. At 5:02, it's 85 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.